watch my back and the smoke your ass. And when I come jack, that's why some pigs and the kids come sweating, they follow. Hollow point still's hard to swallow. I wallow and they come to roll on it with the clip in the wolf. I break your head sign. Not kicking dust, cause they get bust. My crib's surrounded, I'm about to get rushed. I brush with them. How many shells left in my closet? Where my bag full, my strap when the shit goes down. Better be ready. When the shit goes down. When the shit goes down. You better be ready. When the shit goes down. When the shit goes down. You better be ready. When the shit goes down. When the shit goes down. You better be ready. You better be ready. I told the police to start our clocks and the rest of the guys as I struck from the bulletproof vest. Boom, I think I got one to the test. Hot damn, I didn't want to kill a man. Shit, still stand tall with the Hill Clan. Y'all, you better step back. You better fall. I'm coming up blasting like a Simony Sam. I got the cheese and the bread for them. Shit goes down. You better be ready. When the shit goes down. When the shit goes down. You better be ready. When the shit goes down. When the shit goes down. You better be ready. When the shit goes down. When the shit goes down. Say, better be ready. Yeah.
The following show features stupid opinions and ideas from two idiot brothers who probably did little research and practiced zero due diligence on the topic at hand. The MLO Bros' opinions do not reflect the views of their employer, guests, sponsors, families, neighbors, or pets. If you do not like what they are saying and don't agree with their views or opinions, don't watch the show. We can promise we do not care. Welcome to the worst show on the internet.
Mayor was a fan of the show beforehand, so when that shit popped off, he basically was like, "Yeah, I'll come on and I'll talk to you guys about what's going on."
We're live right now.
Oh, that's okay.
They're calling us out. They said you guys are full of shit because we do research.
Yeah. Every now and then.
It's sometimes we do. So welcome to the MLO Bros. My name's Luke. It is Tuesday, March. What is it? 14th. 3/14. Pi Day is what my kids were telling me. We have a couple different guys here from a couple different companies, Isaac.
Yeah.
But first, talk real quick advertisements. We have Kelly from Century 21 she's our realtor advertising for the month of March. We also have Fantastic Tales of Merryweather and Perryweather. Do you guys know we were sponsored by a kids book? There you go.
Wow.
Yeah. And Valley.
Fun fact.
Exactly.
For real.
And then we also have Valley Insurance. So all right, let's meet some people, Isaac, shall we? Sir.
Through it.
Yes, sir.
Name.
So Ronell Elkins, YOGO Bikeshare.
Kent Wallace II, YOGO Bikeshare.
Pat Sims, Cruise the Creek.
And yeah, so two different companies. Are you two brothers? Did you say
We
that?
are two
Yes,
brothers.
sir.
Yeah.
Who's younger? How much younger are you?
About 10, 11 years.
Oh, I thought it was close to us. It was
Close.
close. I was thinking it was going to be close.
We're
to us.
15.
Yeah. And
So
then
close.
all right. So where you said you went to school where?
Yeah, Wilson. So I'm from Youngstown,
Okay.
Ohio, originally born and raised. Grew up here.
You went to
Yes, sir. I went to Boardman High School.
Yeah.
So originally from Youngstown.
There you
so
go.
Born and raised.
Yeah. Austin Town.
Austin Town.
Yeah.
Nice.
There you go.
Born and raised. Recently just moved to Youngstown. So
Where you at?
right here, I'm right off Mill Creek. Like right.
Are you right? You put it right there.
Right there.
That's good.
I'm right there.
That's good. And if you're watching this right now, we got 23 people. Please like this. See the little like button go up, and then
Go
we
down
also need
below
some
and give us a
follows.
like, little thumbs up.
So all right, where do you want to start, Isaac? How do you want to start this? We got two companies.
Two companies with bikes, right?
Exactly.
So is my first question. Is this going to be like the bikes you see in like Cleveland and like the scooters? Is that the type of thing it's going to be? Or what are we looking at?
Well, let's describe both companies first before we get into bikes.
Yes.
YOGO, you guys, since you're right, you're closest. So what's YOGO Bikeshare?
So YOGO Bikeshare is a bike share platform. So it's different from a rental in a sense that bikes are strategically placed throughout the city at certain docking stations to where you can pull a bike from one docking station, ride it for a short period of time. That's the share aspect, and then dock it at another location. So what makes a share that is bikes need to be readily available for shared usage.
Yeah.
So you don't rent it out, for extended periods of
An
time.
hour.
It's for
Yeah,
short,
yeah.
short trips.
Short
First and
trips.
first and
It's
last
n-
mile trips.
Average trip's about 11 minutes.
Yep.
As opposed
Okay.
to a rental, which might be an hour.
Yeah,
you know,
Yeah.
and it's exclusively downtown.
Right now, yep.
Right
It's
now.
exclusively downtown, correct.
So if I'm gonna go example, I'm going from the two places I know. We're gonna go from the liquor store.
Yeah.
The triangle, the pyramid liquor
You
store.
got a membership there.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna go to the liquor store, and then I'm gonna go to the pizza place, Uptown Pizza.
Avalon.
Right?
Oh,
Avalon.
Avalon.
Right?
So perfect there. So
Right
you
on the
can
federal.
dock a bike, you can get a bike. So we have a bike station at the Youngstown Fleet. You can get a bike from there, ride it to the liquor store first.
Yeah, and then go get some pizza.
You can't drink riding a bike.
Yeah,
but,
you can.
yeah.
Fun fact: you can get a DUI on a bike.
Yeah.
So we don't recommend doing that.
But you can ride it there and go down to Avalon, pick your pizza up, and then you will be able to dock the bike at 5th and Federal, and then kind of
Yeah.
do it there.
Dude,
you know.
yeah, all right.
Yep.
That's so
that's shared.
that's the
That's the
same
share.
thing as the stuff in Cleveland, then, right?
Yeah,
It is.
It is.
Okay,
Yes.
cool. And then
I'm the complete opposite.
yeah, opposite.
Complete opposite from what they're doing down
Okay.
there. I'm more of like a leisure type deal where it's like, hey, we're trying to get more cars off of the streets. You
In
know what I
Mill
mean?
Creek.
In Mill Creek Park.
Yeah,
Because it's just so busy, like
Dude.
it's windy,
Yes.
turny, whatever going
Yeah.
on. And the bikers really don't feel safe because they're always like looking over their shoulder,
Mm-hmm.
like, is there a car coming up behind me or whatever? So what we try to do down at Cruiser Creek is the very opposite. So instead of going through in your car, you'd be like, hey, this could be a fun little adventure.
awesome.
Why don't you just pick up a bike, drive it around
I-
for an hour? Because it's,
So little last year
Mhm.
with Mill Creek. So I've lost like 50 pounds
right.
in the last year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And one of the ways I did it was I would go literally hiking. You'd ask him.
Yeah.
4 days a week in Mill Creek Park
Right.
because Mill Creek Park is amazing to
Right,
hike
yep.
in.
Yeah.
I also have an electric bike that I bought.
Nice.
Yeah, and I tried it out there, and you were right. It's good in spots, the bike, but you could die and get run over by a car. And
Absolutely.
that's and I agree. It needs
Yeah,
less
Yeah,
cars.
definitely got to
sure.
be careful.
Yeah, especially on like a Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh my
It
god.
gets too crazy, and
Yeah.
we try not to put too many people on the bike trails for say,
Yeah.
just because like that's kind of the people space. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like it's not made for
Yeah,
big electric bikes whizzing through and stuff
Right.
like that. So our goal is to get less cars
that's awesome.
off of the
Interesting.
streets.
I like it.
Interesting.
So and then to get it. So you guys are different. So
Yes.
how did you come up with this? Like let's start with that first, then we'll get to Pat. Like
Yeah, for
so
sure.
how did it originate?
Yeah. So,
Were you guys on TV?
yeah.
Did you
Yeah,
know
we've
that?
been
I
on-
saw them. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I did some research.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, what you got?
So back in 2017, 2018, me and my family, we took a trip to Washington, D.C.
Yep.
and had Capital Bike Share. So obviously Capital Bike Share, you got a bunch of monuments, you got, a lot of places, landmarks and stuff you can
Museums.
kind of go
Yeah.
through. So I'm like, I wanted to ride one of the bikes because I never rode one. You see bike shares and I seen it in Pittsburgh and stuff like that, but I actually never rode one. So we took a bike ride and I was like, man, this would be really sweet to have back at home. Like
Yeah.
we didn't have nothing like that. And so it's funny, when you guys talked about, starting your podcast out of the pandemic, we had went home. I had kind of brushed it to the side and then my dad brought it up. So like, you got to understand my dad, like he don't really, if something strike him, like he won't, even if it's something that's a good idea, he won't say nothing. But this particular thing was like, man, we need to look into them bikes again. I'm like, where you come from? It's like, because he brought it back. Yeah, he brought it back up. And I'm saying, all right. So he's serious about it. So, all right, let's do this. So I kind of called everybody, the family over, and we kind of start implementing a plan to try to roll this out. And so that was 2021.
Okay,
And
perfect.
so we start doing our research and kind of looking and seeing what this looked like. Now we did find out that the city was actually trying to do a bike share program
Real.
at one point, and then COVID happened. And so I think what they had, it kind of got delayed a little bit. And so, we start knocking on some doors and, got YOGO Bike Share you know, kind of going in. And we wanted to kind of name it something that would be community oriented, community driven, and stuff like that. So,
how many different points of like interest for the like where you can check out a bike are there currently, or will there be?
So we're going to start out with 4. So it don't seem like a lot, but it's a lot in the grand scheme of things in terms of proximity. In downtown. So again, 5th and Federal. So they're building EV charging stations right across from WRTA. So at that corner when you come over the Peanut Bridge, so they're going to have EV charging stations there as well as our docking stations there. So you got one location there. You come down Federal a little bit further, where Eastern Gateway is on Federal and Commerce, and you'll have a docking station there. Then you go back, like going towards the east end, when Penguin City and the Flea is, you'll have a docking station on Youngstown Flea.
So it's almost like right along Federal.
It's right along Federal, and then we're going to take you up the hill to Psych Ward Bike Shop. So that's right across from Wick Park. So that's going to be right across the street.
So I mean, we were aware of the fact that, you know, with us just starting out and kind of building to where we want to get
over to the campus eventually.
Exactly. But I mean, aside from that, just being strategic about the placement to try to capture as much, you know, points of interest as possible with, you know, with what we had to work with initially. Going along Federal, some of, you know, those main points of interest, so people would have kind of like a little network to get to,
and then work out from there. No, that makes total sense.
It's an expensive endeavor to tackle. I tell everybody, if I had $5 million, it wouldn't be enough to have stuff all the way. It's expensive.
Are they e-bikes too? So
they are e-bikes.
Yeah,
they are e-bikes, and so we wanted to invest in that infrastructure as well, because you got 2 different types of platforms with the bike sharing. You have dockless and you have a dock platform. We decided to introduce a dock platform because it's so brand new here. Like nobody around here, you know, we would be ignorant to assume that everybody knew what a bike share was.
Right.
And as we go on along with these town socials, a lot of people don't know what a bike share is. They think it's a bike rental service. And it's completely different. So we knew we had to come in and change the mindsets and the psychology of, you know, the people around in the area. So we wanted to come with a dock operation to where you have to physically lock a bike into a docking station and then be able to take a bike out, you know, on there.
And then
let's go to Pat. We'll go to Pat. We'll come back. So Pat, tell us, we're gonna just go question for question. Right? We'll cover it. So what about you? How did you start?
So it's funny, like I've never heard that story, but mine was similar. It took a shorter period of time. So I was in Sarasota last year in Florida. And I was, you know, just riding down the coast, whatever, just chilling. Noticed all these bikes on the side of the road, you know, down there. And I'm like, oh, that's sweet. You know what I mean? Like, that's really cool how they have those little docking stations and whatever else, right? But me, I'm just kind of going, you know, it was like a passive thought. I've always had like that entrepreneurial spirit. And I was like, oh, this would be cool to do. So I go home. I didn't go home. I went back to the place that we were staying. And I was like, hey, babe, you know, like my wife, I was like, why don't we do something like this in Youngstown? I didn't even know that these guys were already in the middle of it. Right? You know what I mean? I had no idea, but I knew I couldn't, like, I knew the cost of things. So I was like, oh, what the heck? I ordered 2 bikes offline. They were there when I got home.
Wow.
And I just started with 2 bikes. You know what I
mean?
So
you did it right there.
Right then and there. So like the story is similar. It's just I had no.
So you know, is this your first year coming up?
We opened up in June.
Okay. See, I didn't know.
Yeah. So I got off the plane. You know what I mean? We got home.
Sweet.
Holy shit.
And the bikes
ran out bikes.
I was like, what do I got to do to become legal? Like, you know what I mean? And that's really what it was. So it's just your story is like what I did, but I just condensed it into like 5 days. You know what I mean? I just went for it. I left my previous job. You know what I mean? I had all this time over the summer. It was just like, it was just, no, I had already left. I had left back in April, you know what I mean? Where I was previously working. And I was just like, I got this time on my hands. You know what I mean? I got the extra money that I've been saving up. And it was just kind of like, went for it. You know what I mean? It was just a good.
Is it like the e-bikes docked, same type of thing, or no? Is this just straight up bikes?
This is bike rentals. So like the way that it would work is you would go to the Cruiser Creek website. You would just, you know, pick the time you want to have it. You know what I mean? And pick the day and then pick how many bikes you want. And then we'll just drop it off right in the park. And you just take it around, bring it back for an hour. You don't have to even stay because all of our bikes fold up.
Yeah.
So like even if you wanted to take a road trip, go somewhere for a day or two.
So you can rent the bike, take it with you.
Yeah, you
What?
can rent it for hours or days or
Oh,
whatever.
no shit.
And just kind of go on your own little adventure. You could go around our neighborhood behind.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't have to be specifically for the park, but I live literally right across the street from the park.
Man, there is a referral network right there. So like if somebody comes to you guys and says, "Hey, I want a long-term thing," you can send it to him.
Yep.
And if and then vice versa.
Because I've already decided, like, I don't want my bikes in Youngstown, like downtown Youngstown, because that's their space.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna send everybody I can, just so that's promoting whatever they're
Hey,
doing.
if you want to go
what I mean?
downtown, don't take one of our bikes. Go rent one of
Check it
theirs,
out
and then
with them, because
that's cool.
Well, it's different though. So it's totally different
It's a different
because
kind of customer.
they're more exactly.
Yeah.
They're more like business commute,
almost transportation. Yeah.
I mean, it is.
Yeah.
It is alternative transportation.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
That is more recreational leisure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring my 13-year-old. We're gonna go rent bikes. We're gonna go drive around Milton Park. Or we're gonna go
bike tour or something.
Yeah.
And that's exactly why
that makes sense.
we could coexist, you know what I mean? Because a lot of times, you know, I might get off topic a little bit, but Youngstown is kind of like, if they're doing this, I have to compete against them. That shouldn't be like that at all, because there's enough. It's a very
I could have used that in college, thinking back, because when we would play basketball over in where was that, Steeple Center, LCAA.
Yeah.
So being in Erie Terminal, I could go grab a bike, go across the bridge, go play basketball, and then drop the bike off back where I picked it up or whatever. But
or a different station at the other end.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you did it. Yeah.
Drop it off the other station, go play basketball, grab it on the way back, and then go. Yeah.
So how many bikes do you guys have?
We're gonna start out with 30 e-bikes.
Damn, 30 electric bikes.
Yeah, e-bikes.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I know how much. I know how much mine was.
Oh yeah, no, right.
Yeah. Times 30.
Right,
yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What kind of bikes are they?
So our bike manufacturer is Acton.
Okay.
Nexus.
Nexus. Yeah.
Nexus.
Yes.
I don't know. Is that a good? I bought some
that's
heavy
Amazon
bike. Yeah.
that's
No,
top
it's
of
about 70. Yeah.
60
About
pounds.
70. Yeah. About 70 pounds.
Wow.
Mhm.
Yeah, I have. I don't know what the hell. I have but it's like the big fat tires. I go off roading with it, and it's so much fun.
Yeah.
What about you? How many bikes do you have now?
We have 8.
You have eight bikes.
Oh,
And
yeah,
they could,
8 now.
We're up to 8
That's
now.
nice.
We started with 2.
Did you get any reservations coming in yet?
We had a couple reservations already. It's for a couple in April, a couple in May. They just jumped on because we have like different promotions going on. So
Well, I see your ads on Facebook.
Yeah.
I see
Yeah.
he's boosting the ads. I
Yeah.
saw
Look
that.
at you.
Definitely.
So yeah, he's very active on Facebook.
Nice. Love that.
So
Are you guys gonna be like the thing where you like scan your phone on it?
Yeah.
Is that the type of deal you're
So, yeah, we
going
have
for?
an app.
Subscription based.
Yes.
Yeah, it's all
Okay.
subscription.
Have an app, you go in the app, unlock the bike with the actual app.
Yeah.
And then
so I'm gonna ask a question that I want to ask for like
Here it is.
yeah, dude,
It's getting real. Let's sit
literally
back.
since
Yeah.
I knew they were coming on.
Right.
How the hell are people not going to steal those bikes?
Yeah. There's a tracking device in every bike, so it's a geofence. So anytime it goes outside of the geofence, the bike's automatically shut off. One first and foremost, but then there's tracking devices in the bike, so we'll know where these bikes are at all the time.
Even with that being the case, people will steal the bike.
They
We-
will try to
We
steal
have
the bike.
things. We have things in place.
You guys want to hear a terrifying story?
We're gonna go repo. You need us to go repo.
Yeah, we'll be a repo. We got a bat.
Oh, yeah.
Shit out of that.
So terrifying story. My buddy Billy, he's getting married here soon. I'm going to his bachelor party this weekend. But he's in a punk band, right? And he follows this other super popular punk band that travels across the United States. And on his story, he's like, "Hey, we're playing in Houston tonight. We're playing in Salt Lake tonight. We're playing in Washington, D.C. tonight." While he's saying this on his live, in each town, he's picking up a bike and hucking it into the closest river.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my goodness.
And I'm like, dude, you're gonna get like,
Wow.
Billy's like, this idiot is every town he's going to, he's taking one of the bike share things and
And
hucking
they're
it
gonna-
into a
they're
river. And they're like, they're gonna track it. I'm like, dude, you're gonna get arrested.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, that's kind of terrifying. He's,
Well,
he's on his live, he's
Yeah.
chucking
Because
a bike.
people are assholes.
Yeah, it's a punk.
People
It's a
don't
punk
try.
band
Yeah.
guy.
Well, and then a lot of times, like I said, those are dockless stations to where you can go do that.
Yeah.
But ours is going to be a little bit harder for you to chuck a bike without chucking the whole docking station.
Mhm.
So you better be Hulk Hogan or Antoine Torbert to be able to chuck. Oh yeah, to be able to chuck a whole station.
What about you? You worried about that at all?
I'm not in a
Okay.
sense that like because of the way that it is. Like once
You taking
we-
licenses?
yeah,
and-
yeah. They
Oh,
have
yeah.
to book online. So
Yeah.
like I have all of their information
Yeah.
if they wanted to pick up the bike.
And it's like tracked.
Also-
All bikes are counted.
Also, you got to think too, because somebody's driving to where I am, because all my bikes are all locked away. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So if somebody's driving to me to take a bike, I have their car.
for.
You know what I mean? Like I have everything that I possibly need.
Yeah, I think it's like, it might be the scooters too. It might not be the full.
Oh,
Well,
the
the reason I think it is like when you go to like Cleveland,
Yeah.
there's
They're
just
all over the
scooters
place.
littered.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's the reason why we didn't want to go with the dockless system, because of the congestion and because of the just bikes laying around.
Yeah, right.
It's a public hazard, you know, it's a public
100%.
nuisance.
So they have to
What
be
is it?
returned to
They have to be docked, right?
Yeah, or you're
it's-
subject
or
to
you'll
fees.
be-
And that's the other thing. In our
yeah.
industry, the theft normally doesn't come from your patrons. Because again, like he alluded to, we have credit card information. We have your information.
gonna
So
be
the charge,
random
yeah, it's gonna
It's
be
gonna be
tracked.
random.
Yeah, it's
people
just gonna be
taking the
people,
bike.
like you said, it's just somebody coming down
I get it.
drunk, you know, trying to do something.
So I put my credit card in for yours.
Yeah.
I put my credit card in, rent it. There, I have all my information.
And then
I'm
you're
going to bring it to
locked
that
to a
other.
return.
You're locked to a box. Yeah, you're locked. You're
It's,
locked to the bike.
it has to be those dockless scooters that you see.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're
So the
not.
ones that you're
Different.
talking about are definitely the dockless ones.
Yeah.
Right.
Like the ones in Cleveland,
Yeah.
that's
That's
dockless.
totally one.
That's
So
sloppy.
it's much more likely for somebody to just come along and just
Just toss it.
grab one,
Yeah.
take one,
That's
sign a
the
counter
first
for it.
Yeah.
I like your
And-
idea better.
That's-
And then
Yeah,
the
you
city,
have
well, and the
more
city didn't want
They didn't want that.
a dockless operation.
Right.
So even when we presented this to the city, we had to go with the dock
That made sense.
operation.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, YSU doesn't want a dockless operation. Trestle kind of shot down back then. He
Like
didn't want.
2018.
Yeah, he didn't want a dockless. He
Well,
didn't want a campus.
I honestly don't blame them.
You go to Cleveland and Pittsburgh, they're
Yeah.
everywhere. I mean,
Yeah.
they're lit. This
And
is litter.
that's the main
Yeah.
reason. That's
Yeah.
the main. It's just
Yeah.
a public
Pat, what
safety.
were you going to say?
And I was just gonna say on the flip side, because I think it came up
Yeah.
in one of my Facebook comments
Yeah.
where somebody was like, "Dude, somebody's gonna pick this up and throw it in the water." I responded and I said, "You're gonna have to earn it because you're talking about going through the park, chasing somebody through the park, hoping that they stop
Yeah.
to." These hills, like, could you imagine
Yeah,
like how that would
right.
play out in your head? Like,
Yeah,
I
you
gotta
gotta
wait
take
for
a bike
this
from
person.
somebody.
You gotta like stalk them in order to take the bike.
What about now? Are you guys okay? So let's not even talk about it. So obviously it's going to be hard to steal these things. What about just damages to them?
Yeah.
Because like I'm not gonna lie. So when I take my e-bike, I've gone over the front of my handlebar a couple
Yeah.
times. Luckily I can still take a shot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I've hit stuff. I've gone off roading, and I mean I'm over the front of my bike.
Yeah,
So I mean, what happens with that?
I
Like,
guess
yeah,
I
we're-
probably I see it on the comment right
Yeah.
here. The Sarah.
Oh yeah, here.
yeah.
Actually,
so
wow,
that's a perfect.
Yeah, there you go. That
That's a
goes into it.
perfect-
I've never used an e-bike. Can you talk about how it compares to a regular bike?
Yeah.
So,
So I mean, I could start and
Yeah,
say
go
ahead.
like when we do our rentals, like it's in your care. So it's like almost like we're transferring the responsibility over to you by signing our liability waiver forms and everything that we have to do in order to rent it out. But when I see that person, like whenever I drop off that bike, I'm screening them also. Like, hey, are you physically fit? Are you able to do this? And are you able to keep your balance even? You know what I'm saying? Because at these speeds going through the park, it is very dangerous. So I will turn away.
Dude.
I've turned away like maybe 3 or 4 people last year just because I was like, I'm not confident with you on a bike. In Mill Creek
Could
Park,
you
know
imagine?
what I mean?
Like you lose
It's
control of the thing going like 28 miles an hour off a cliff in Mill Creek
Yeah,
Park.
going
Yeah.
down around the
yeah, I mean,
hill
that's,
or
yeah,
curve,
that's
So-
intimidating.
But at the same time, it's all on you.
Yeah.
Like if
Taking
you,
on liability.
you're a grown.
They're signing a lot of
person.
waivers, aren't they?
Oh yeah, it's a lot that goes into it. That was one of the biggest things.
Wow.
But to actually
Yeah.
answer Sarah's question, it's very much similar to electric bike. I mean, to a regular bike, is you get your balance, you start pedaling, then the motor just kicks in.
Yeah.
So as long as you can keep your balance and
Yeah.
whatever, it's just like a 10-speed bike. You know?
Yeah,
what I mean? Like,
I mean,
you just
e-bike
brake.
is more fortified. It's a lot heavier. However, so there is more stabilization. As long as you can pedal. I mean, it has what's called pedelec. So it's gonna pick up once you start pedaling, like you said.
Mhm.
It's gonna assist.
And that's what he said. Like, he gives me shit because I have my electric bike, and most of the time I don't go with electric just because I go. But like, there's times like, F this, I'm gonna go freaking. There's a hill, right? So I'll do it. But you can do the pedal assist,
Right.
Yeah.
which
That's
is
what
what I
our bikes are. Yeah, that's what our bikes are.
Yeah.
A pedal assist. So it's literally like keeping you the same speed no matter what hill you're on.
And you're more focused on what you're doing
Yeah.
opposed to like overexerting yourself
Dude, it's
pedaling and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you'll feel it when you take 2 or 3, rotations. You'll feel it kick in and pick up,
It's cool.
Yeah.
carry you,
It's an
carry you
assistance.
away.
It's cool. So all right, let's get rid of this one here. So all right, so how much is it for yours?
Yeah, so we'll just do a rundown of the subscription.
Yeah.
So you got our annual subscription, which is $90, so you can ride all through season, up to 30 minutes per ride. So that's the best bang for your buck.
$90
for
all
the-
year?
That's
For the
it.
year.
That's
Yeah.
it.
That's cheap.
And
Yeah.
so, yep. And so you got a daily subscription of $7.50, which is you can take as many rides in an 8-hour day, in an 8-hour time frame, for up to 20 minutes per ride. So we always mention that, if you do decide that you want to keep it for a little bit longer, because we need you to dock it at that 20 minutes just to make sure that nobody else needs a ride. Because again, Bikeshare.
Right.
Keep
So-
it over that 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Overages.
you're gonna have overage fees, and then you got a casual rider. So that's just people coming in, like they had was that Luke Bryant downtown last year?
Yeah.
So people just coming in downtown, flooding downtown. You can do a $4 casual ride just to ride around downtown on the bikes.
That's
Yep,
cool.
for that day. Yep.
What about your prices?
My hourly prices start about $20 an hour. So it's kind of similar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but 2 hours are about 35. So it gets lower as you go. 3 hours is about $45. If you wanted it, you can make a half day for like, maybe like $60-$80.
Which isn't. I mean, that's not bad
Yeah,
at all. For
in the
doing
grand
any-
scheme
yeah.
of thing, because you think if you're gonna buy an electric bike and you want to go somewhere, you're either gonna have to ride your bike there or you're gonna have to get a rack.
Yeah.
If you have to get a bike rack, that's gonna cost you another $300-$400 for a good one because these heavy e-bikes are heavy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to buy that and then take that. So in the grand scheme of things, the price point is where it needs to be for me. We also have like memberships. So we do have like a $28 membership, and that gets you like a $7 ride, and then a $42 gets you a $5 ride.
Yeah.
And then if you want to do the $98 ones, that's like a free 1 hour ride. And then everything is like half off for the multiple hours. and
There you
stuff.
go.
So it's very affordable. Like I figure if you're going to be in the park, if you're a park enthusiast or something like that, you're going to want to go with the membership because you would just get if you want to ride around for an hour, it costs you like $5.
Yeah. Wow. I see how
Oh, yeah.
so it's affordable too. That's
Yeah.
a very good thing because, like, you know what I mean. It's not outrageously priced. Working. I'm trying to think of questions I was thinking of. Working with. So you guys work with the city at all?
Mhm.
How's that been?
To be honest with you, we haven't had any horror stories yet.
That's
It's
good.
been the only thing, just the construction that's going down there.
You gotta watch out
just
for
all the
potholes.
construction, yeah, and just
we're gonna hit a cone off of.
yeah, it's just delays in terms of constructions because again, we got 2 spots that we are kind of at the mercy of the city for. So like everybody asks, like, when are y'all launching? And I can't give a definitive date just yet. So we're hoping, mid-April, end of April to actually launch once they're done with those locations and stuff like that. So that's the one thing I wish I had a little bit more control over. But again, the relationship with the city has been nothing short of great.
Awesome.
With
the construction down there
yeah.
has been. Have you been down
It's
there?
been crazy,
Dude.
Yeah.
It's not.
It looked like World War III
Yeah.
the last time.
Oh,
I was
it's
like a
fucking
friggin'
federal.
yeah,
Every time I go, it's a new road torn up.
Yeah, and closed. I'm like, what are you guys
It feels
doing?
like a Call of Duty. Like
It is.
It really does.
It
It feels like
is.
you're just going through the trenches.
Yeah. Now, are you working with Mill Creek Park?
In a sense, you
In
know
a
what I mean?
sense?
Like in a sense, you know what I mean? At first I got a lot of pushback from them because they thought that you're not allowed to sell in the park. You know what I mean? Like you can't just sell something in the park.
Yeah.
And that's what their initial thought was, that I was just trying to sell, not
Like
sell
rolling
like,
up, selling bikes.
yeah, like, hey,
to
you want a
people.
bike? You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
yeah,
something like
yeah,
that.
right.
But once they figured out that I was not affiliated with the park per se, it was just like you book online. You don't have to take the bikes in the park. It's just it's kind of where I'm located.
Yeah, right.
It would make it easier for them. But no, I kind of keep my distance from Mill Creek Park because I don't have to.
You don't
facilitate.
have to,
Yeah.
right?
If they want to create a relationship with me, that's completely fine. But I don't want to be in a situation like that where it says like you can do this, you cannot do
That's
this,
fair.
and I'm under your supervision and stuff.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
I wanted to bypass that.
That's good. That's
Good
good
for
call.
you.
Yeah.
We actually have the president of Mill Creek Park coming on next month.
Do we?
Aaron Young,
Aaron Young,
Yeah.
executive
Director. That was it.
yeah, Aaron Young's coming on. So we're gonna bring him up. We're gonna be like, so what do you think of that e-bike guy?
Yeah, bring him up. I'm watching that one.
Seems like a real punk. I don't know.
What do you think of that guy hawking bikes in your park?
I love it. I can't miss that.
Hawking bikes in your park, driving around. What do you think of that guy?
Trying to sell me a bike while I was watering the park.
I was trying to enjoy nature. Guys like, hey, you want to buy a bike?
Trying to buy a bike?
He came out of the bushes too.
Wearing a trench coat and a big hat.
Hey, you want to buy a bike?
Oh my god. Dude, that's
I mean, when you do talk to him, tell him he's not returning my emails right now either. Right now, so.
He had a surgery.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is he good?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
He
boy.
said I was trying to get him on this month. He's like, I have surgery. I'm gonna be gone. So it might not be intentional.
Nice.
Overall paint company, the YOGO bike.
Paint, he's telling me paint the YOGO Bikeshare logo.
See, we should put it on one of those
Oh, that's my
buildings.
boy.
Now. Yeah, we should
That's
put
my
that.
boy,
You know,
Brian.
That's awesome.
Brian here.
Brian Carruthers. Yeah, he's a stock car driver. Him and his brother. Yeah.
Going.
Might try to sell you a car too.
Oh yeah, I sell cars.
Are you selling
yeah,
her?
Nice.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
at-
Acura Boardman. And
No kidding.
Boardman Mitsubishi.
You used to
Yeah.
have an Acura, Luke,
I did have an Acura.
back in the day.
It was
Those are sweet cars.
it was used. Well, the problem was I got my you had an Acura? No, I had an Acura.
You had an Acura. I never had an Acura.
Yeah, I sold my truck because gas prices were really, really expensive. So I got an Acura, and then as soon as I
I have.
TL, you had a sedan or a SUV?
Sedan.
So either TLX or TL.
I think it was a TL.
Right, yeah.
But I sold my truck because gas prices were outrageous.
Mhm.
And then as soon as I sold and got that stupid Acura, because I have a
Whoa,
Suburban now.
whoa.
Sorry.
What is
I mean,
here?
I'm sorry.
Dang.
Let me rephrase that. That little Acura because I have too many kids.
All right.
Gas prices dropped, and I'm like, right.
All right,
So
Yeah.
no, what I need. So here's what I need.
All right. Let me know what
My
you need.
Suburban's dying. Does
How-
Acura make a giant SUV?
No, man.
See, that's I got too many kids.
Yeah. So the biggest SUV we make is an MDX. So that's a 7-passenger, but it's like one of those smaller 7
See, I
passengers.
need like a freaking
Yeah.
bus.
Yeah. You need you probably need like a Pro Master.
Yeah,
Yeah, with seats in the back.
I need a Suburban right now. It's
Pro
bad.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what about kids on bikes? Can you do that?
Yeah. Well, yeah. We
Yeah,
can.
Can you guys do or no?
So we got terms and conditions on
I was
ours.
gonna
And
say,
so
have to be.
14 is our age limit. But again, I tell everybody once you sign the terms and conditions and you got a parent with you and they put you on a bike, you're
That's
subject to
Same
whatever
thing,
you do. Yeah,
right.
it just alleviates us from any type of
Liability.
liabilities
Yeah.
or anything like that. But if you ride a bike, but 14 is the age.
No. And yours?
We do 13.
Okay.
So like there's different levels. I don't know how deep you want to go on the e-bikes and whatever, but there's different levels of e-bikes. There's like a level 1, level 2,
Okay.
level 3. Anything if you're 16 years old, you can ride a level 3 e-bike actually. A level 2 to level 3.
What's the
e-bike.
difference?
It's
Let's
just the
get into it.
speed
Let's-
parameters. A lot of people call these things motorcycles and they're not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's a misconception completely. You know what I mean? Like I just want to put that out there right
Yeah.
now on Facebook
Yeah.
that they're not motorcycles at all.
Yeah. No.
They're just assistance to it. Like even if you laid on the throttle, it's not gonna go 100 miles per hour
Yeah.
or 20 miles. I mean more than 20 miles per hour even.
Yeah.
So don't give that misconception that they're mopeds or
Yeah.
motorcycles because they're not. It's just ignorance. And that's something that I know they're educating people a lot on.
Yeah.
Is just like the bicycle safety, the bicycle things that they do at their town halls that they're
That's
fantastic for the general public because there's a lot of ignorance, and then when the ignorance comes in, then you're like skeptical, and then
Yeah.
once you become skeptical, then you're missing out on a really great thing because it's just a bike.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
welcome to Facebook
Yeah.
because everybody's an expert on everything, and when you get into Facebook,
But to go back to your general
Yeah.
question, kids can ride. 13 years old is what we require you to be in order to get one of our bikes out. And then we do have like tag along strollers and all
I could
that
throw
kind
a
of stuff
stroller
to it.
on one of those.
Yeah, bring your dog, bring, you know, like a toddler or whatever, just right on the
Huh?
back.
Put your little wiener dog in there.
Do you have young kids, Luke?
I have a 12-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a 4-year-old. So I'm just gonna just make like 4 of those tag along things. Yeah, just go. Wow.
One more thing. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
go ahead.
Then we have a cargo e-bike that's coming out too, where you can like actually attach children to it. You know what I mean? Like to the back. So even up to like 9 years old, because my daughter's in that age group and she doesn't know. This is kind of like a surprise, but our newest bikes that are coming out, we have like a seat, a child seat that attaches to the back and it's, you know, bolted down. It's a part of the bike. Yeah. And it's up to like that 7 to 12-year-old range where you can actually put that age group on the back of it for her to go, because she's always missing out. Like she's too big for a stroller.
Yeah.
And she's not old enough to ride one. So that whole gap is available to her. Congratulations.
Wait, let's see here. Brian says, I got to ride one of the bikes already. I will say they're easy as riding a bike, and it's going to be a great asset to Youngstown. That is cool. So like, what's your guys' ultimate plan here? So we'll start with YOGO again. All over Youngstown, like spread out everywhere. What's the plan?
Yeah, we want to concentrate more so on downtown and going over into YSU.
Okay.
And then going up to the corridor. So Mahoning Avenue, they're building up, and then Market Street, they're going to be building up.
Yep.
And so just kind of attaching and kind of running up alongside there. But ultimately, it's for the community. It's for the people. And so we wanted to be able to provide transportation to people who aren't able to have reliable transportation, to be able to get to doctor's appointments. Youngstown is a food desert. And so being able to make sure they can go to places to get groceries and stuff like that. And so it's more of a community project, community driven than anything else. And a lot of times people think, you know, because of our background, it was a business idea. But when you get into this biking community and this biking culture, you got to come, you know, you can't be a kind of a poser, for a lack of better words. Yeah. You know, you kind of got to be embedded in that culture. Yeah. And, you know, it opened our eyes to a lot of things when we first kind of got started. And so we felt it's a community project. And I tell everybody, you're not going to get rich off of Bikeshare. Yeah. It's just, it don't happen like that, which is why in terms from a business model, I think a lot of people are attracted. Like we had an interview we just recently done, and a lot of people are attracted to the fact that, you know, one, being Black owned family and not being like a city municipality or one of the big Lime or Bird scooters or one of these bigger brands, and how we done it. But it's tougher the way we're doing it. But I think the grind for us is going to be a lot more rewarding, bringing it to our city.
That's awesome.
So you could have
go closer.
What I'm saying is you could have done like a big brand name that would be more expensive. Is that basically?
Well, no, we could have went. We could have went.
Like, yeah, we could have.
1 second. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, so, because you got, like you said, about in terms of like franchises, right? Yeah. We could have, well, the city, because they wouldn't have teamed up with us individually. Like, you have like Lyft, and you got a lot of these bigger platforms like Lyft, Lime, and all of these guys come to these cities, right? Drop off a bunch of scooters, and the city is kind of left to kind of manage that. They'll come in and do some stuff. Oh, yeah. And so we wanted to take the approach like, all right, we're from the city. We can kind of maneuver through the city. We know what's going to be the best need for the city being from here.
And you're local too.
Right. Yeah. And so we was hoping that support will resonate, you know, with a lot of people. And so far it has with it. But again, we carry that burden at the expense of everything. Yeah. So when we want to launch and do a new site and we got to run wiring underground, that's $20,000 right there. Then we got to pay for the bikes, and then we got to pay for the docking stations. And so it's a lot that goes into it, which is why a lot of people decide to go the dockless route, because it's less cheap. It's a lot less expensive. And so, but again, we wanted to present something to our city that the city could be proud of and kind of get behind.
I love that, man. That's awesome.
Holy crap! I just totally lost my train of thought.
What we ask them?
Yeah. we are the worst, aren't we? I just totally went brain dead.
You did too.
What's
What
the bigger
was
plan? What's the
Oh, the
bigger
bigger
plan?
plane.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. My goodness.
Both of us.
Jeez,
Dude,
Come on,
we-
guys, let's
Man.
go together. Let's go
Right,
together.
right. We're supposed to be good at this.
Yeah.
We're not.
Uh,
All right, go ahead.
funny.
Go ahead, Pat. So, yeah,
So-
bigger plan.
I guess the bigger plan for me is like this was all created for my kids, you know, in the long shot that, you know, this is something that they want to take over. I have a 16-year-old and a 13-year-old, and that's what I'm doing this for, you know, and my baby
Awesome.
when she gets older, just to be an inspiration to her and be an inspiration to the boys where they can choose, like, because, you know, we all know that 9-to-5 life, we all know how it is. And, you know, creating something and being that pillar and being that whatever that they can take over and
That's
you
awesome.
know pursue other locations if they chose to. That's my bigger goal, you know, to just to hand this over to them and say, hey, run with it. I got you. I got the platform started for you. I got everything you might need to be successful at this. And you know, if you can make enough to cover your living expenses, you never have to work a day in your life. You
Yeah.
know, but my son, he's already taken the steps to, you know, the space potato. The guy
Yeah,
that was on
space
there.
potato.
But
Yeah.
he's 16 years old and he's working at the Common Goods store right around the corner from us.
Sherry Ball.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
Mhm.
You know, she took her in when he was at the pizza shop and everything too over there. And he's already got that mindset where he just wants to create his own thing. And if I can let that resonate and, you know, open up other locations and teach him about residual income and all of that kind of things, it's
Like
just
it.
a way to go. But in the, you know, in the other way, it's just how they are with that community driven. It's like the faces that I seen on this last season of like these older people who weren't able to do it anymore, who weren't able to go
Yeah.
through the park, and just knowing that they have that comfort of knowing that they don't have to worry about pedaling or making it up the freaking hill at the Rose Garden. Like that's that thing's a beast.
Dude, the
Okay.
one hill, the Rose Garden hill,
Mhm.
and there's that other hill. It's off a Cossack.
Yeah.
It goes up. I do.
Straight up.
I couldn't get it. I tried to go non-electric.
Because it's
Couldn't do
not
it.
enjoyable
Yeah,
anymore. Like
yeah.
if you're riding a bike
Yeah,
and you're
no.
trying to make it up that hill, it's no longer like a leisure. It's not like you're not noticing anything beautiful around you.
You're
You're just like
struggling.
sweating up that freaking hill.
I bet you couldn't get up that
Yeah.
hill. Do you think you could? Like, you know what I'm talking about?
It's the
Yeah,
one-
it's the one that like comes up around into the Rose Garden. Is that the one you're talking
There's
about?
that one there, but there's another
I
one.
know.
You know which one I'm talking-
it's
so-
right
so-
around the corner.
So you go over the steel bridge.
Yeah,
Go over the steel bridge, you take a right,
yeah.
and you go down a little bit more, and it's a hard left, dude. It is straight
Like
up.
90 degrees.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I
Dude,
do. Yeah,
no,
come
it
out
is-
right on the west side.
Yeah, it
So
yes,
you come
it
out
is
right over the
straight. I don't think you'd be able to get up with a
Just with a straight up bike.
straight up bike.
Try
There's
to do it.
no way.
So
Yeah.
that's the shorter, you know, term where I can put like all these people together and just let them go through the park and just enjoy themselves, pack a picnic,
Yeah.
lunch. You know what I mean? Like
That's awesome.
that's kind of what I want to do.
It is only a matter of time before some old lady tries to bomb that hill and go straight into the stinking river.
Oh man.
You won't be riding. You won't be riding. on that shit.
Hopefully she's
God.
Hopefully she signed the
into the
straight down the hill.
cruise the creek bike.
That is going to be on the news.
headline. Yeah.
She signed that liability. She's an idiot. She should know better.
Pat, yeah, we already went over this. So Yogo's going to have it up the basically down Federal Street right now to start, and then Cruise the Creek. You can sign up online and then you meet them, right?
Yeah, you sign up online, you pick up the bikes, and you take it wherever you're going.
Yeah, that is so cool.
It folds up, so
Yeah,
if you
it's
would throw
good.
it in the back of your car. I got a little Elantra. It fits right in my back seat.
That's good. Dude, that's cool. So let's see what problems you guys had, like problems. So you guys, let's talk about before we do that.
Mhm.
You guys went on TV,
Yeah.
right? I mean, you were on the main show, right?
Yeah.
For Shark,
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Weren't you on Shark Tank?
Yeah.
Did you? Yeah, they were.
You guys were on Shark
we won.
Tank?
We won.
Well, the local one.
The
Not
local
national
Shark Tank.
one.
yes,
Yeah.
I remember hearing
The
about
one at
that.
Mr. Anthony.
Yeah. So yeah, they won the local Shark Tank.
Who else was on that? Like,
You had the guy from I think Juggerbots were the 3D, the guys
Yeah.
who got the 3D printers.
okay.
You had a company who isn't even really, I don't even think they do no work in Youngstown, but they got offices here out of They do stuff in Cleveland. Beauty Aura.
Okay.
So y'all know Beauty Aura?
I don't.
They do like nail kits and home nails.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Other companies like
that's the one I was talking about.
Yeah,
Real estate company?
yeah,
Hold on, I can actually tell you all of them.
they did like development.
Yeah, they won like the main prize.
We should apply. What?
Shark Tank doing what?
Listen, we got this really good idea for a podcast.
It's like I feel like it has to be something that like actually genuinely helps people, and it's not just
This
two
helps
idiot
people,
brothers.
guys. This helps people.
Sorta, kinda.
Like,
It's mostly just us talking about I don't know, two brothers being stupid.
No, y'all got a good thing going, man.
This is sweet.
Yeah.
Who is Mark Fetzko?
He's one of our followers.
Hey, man, he's good.
Well,
That's your
He
asset.
gets after it.
No, he does.
Oh,
like he's
yeah.
an asset. I want to shout out Mark. He's like,
Dude, he tags everybody.
no,
Oh,
yeah, man.
Yeah.
So shout out to Mark.
We'll go
man.
live
He's,
sometimes. He'll tag everybody who's like in Youngstown government.
He already
It's
did.
like,
No, yes,
Yeah,
man.
look, no, he did it tonight.
like Mayor Tito gets
Like,
tagged
I need-
by
like-
He tagged Derek,
He
Yeah.
Samantha Turner,
Anthony Young, Liddy.
Samantha Turner for Youngstown.
Bro, he's
yeah,
fine.
she's a councilwoman
Yeah.
in the third ward. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
No, so I wanted to shout him out. Like he's
Yeah,
good, man.
yeah.
He's
Is
good.
he on your stuff on Facebook?
He is. Yeah, he
Is
is.
he on- you, Mark,
I think
Mark,
I'm
you
cut
got to
off.
get on Cruise to Creek stuff too.
Might be cut off. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
but so we had those businesses. So
Yeah.
we gained a lot of traction at that point. I think that was kind of like our coming out party in terms of the city and just kind of letting everybody know what we're doing. Again, it's something new. We wanted to do something new that's never been done in this area before in terms from a shared platform. And so, we were excited to be able to win that. But again, a lot of traction has, come from that.
Well, why I like both of this, and this is kind of what I was thinking on the way over here. Okay, I'm 43. Okay, 10 years ago, neither of these two things would have ever happened.
You're 100% right.
Neither, and that's a lot of saying how much Youngstown has come back, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because there's no way you guys would ever know it. Because 20 years ago when I was going out downtown, that's all there was down.
Bro.
Like there's no way.
Oh, so
you're
we
my
grew up.
age. Yeah,
Yep.
you're my. We go out downtown,
Dude, we weren't
that's-
even going out down.
You
That's why we
guys were
wasn't
on the
even
south side,
Yeah,
right?
that's where we went out. South
Yes,
side.
Yeah, like the
down
uptown.
Market.
Yeah,
Yeah, there
yeah.
was. I guess there was B-Dubs was the only thing that was down.
Yup, in that square down
Yeah,
at the
that
time.
was it.
We went out downtown in like 2011 through or 2012
It was
through.
just starting to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. It was just
we
coming
were like
back.
16. Yeah,
But
when
there's
I
no
was
way they could
16.
have done a bike share. And like even his with Mill Creek Park, I don't think you pull that off. I really don't. Because there were problems years ago in Mill Creek Park too. Like you know what I mean? With all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So this I just think this is a sign of our city coming back, which is
Hell yeah.
fantastic. So
That's a great point. I mean, and that's what, like I said, it's less about the bikes and more of just the inspiration and the creativity behind building something new and bringing something to the city and trying to get people to stay here in the city.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you can also be a lifeline if the city plays it right. Like, hey, let's bring back and try and connect the Market Street and the South Side with restaurants and bars and say, hey, the bars will say, hey, no, it's too far from downtown. Well, we have this awesome bike service through YOGO Bikeshare where your customers can be connected to everything. Just grab a bike and go, so it branches
Kind of
out.
change the landscape of things.
Exactly.
over time.
It really does. It really does. And the only thing the city still they need to fix this corridors. That's what
They're working
what's
on it.
next. They're getting there.
They're
I
working
mean,
on it.
the Market Street's becoming like a parking lot. Like it's just little by little.
Well, they're taking
down
some of those buildings down.
Somebody's gonna come in eventually,
No,
man.
and that's the thing. I always tell people, like, Youngstown's for sale. And it's
Yeah,
like, if
it
you can get
is.
in right now, like now time is a prime opportunity
I agree.
to try to get in and do some stuff.
Yeah, I
You know.
agree. I 100% agree. What else? Anything else?
I don't know. You guys have any last words here before we get out of here in an hour?
We're doing a town social. So it's our third. We've been doing town socials.
What are those?
So those are just kind of events that we host to kind of get people inundated with the bike share program.
That is smart.
That's coming in. So
Yeah.
the first town social was called Intro to Bike Share. That we just kind of introducing what this platform is.
Where
what
you
it
having
looks
them
like.
at?
So I have them at different locations. Again, when we talk about it being community,
Yep.
all of the people who supported us in the beginning, from the very beginning. So the first one was at Youngstown Flea. The second one was at Dope Cider House and Winery, which
We've had both those guys on. Yeah.
yeah. So that bike share talked about bike laws, bike lanes, and bike safety. And so this last one is going to be our ride along. So that's going to be at Psych Ward on March 26th at 4:30.
Okay.
So if anybody wants to come out, they got to register through Eventbrite. And you can register and come out and do a ride along with us at Psych Ward at 4:30. And so we post stuff on all of our socials, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and then on our website as well, www.yogobikeshare.com.
Awesome.
Any big events for you coming up?
What I've mostly been focused on is just like connecting with different businesses from around the area. So like as they focus more on Youngstown, I've been meeting up with a lot of people from Austintown, getting involved with the schools.
Yeah,
Dude, that's it.
You know, Boardman, everywhere, because I'll cruise through and then I'll write a review for them. So it's almost like I'll ride my bike somewhere and then I'll review that business. So if you're a business person or who might need a little bit of exposure, like, you know, all the Facebook advertising that I'm doing, just because I'm not.
Both
really
of those are good ideas.
Yeah.
Both of those
So,
are good.
Yep.
We have like, so I mean, I'd be lying. We get so we're mortgage loan officers, right?
Yeah.
We get business from doing what we do.
Call us if you need a mortgage.
It is.
Right. But what I've found is the thing that's amazing is the contacts. The more connections you get with other business owners like you said, the more you guys do the meeting the people. It's amazing how it like snowballs. You know, and that the support you get.
Yeah.
And that's why like these podcasts are good, because like you would never, people would get to know you guys. You know what I mean? Like this, like that's it. It's a personal level, and that's perfect.
Yeah.
No, we knew we had to come see you guys. You know, and we appreciate you guys.
Oh man,
you know,
absolutely.
everything that y'all been doing.
Yeah.
This is dope,
We
man.
appreciate you.
Well, I like I said, I respect anybody who starts a business across the board, because it's so hard,
It's difficult,
and people don't understand that. And I mean, all three of you guys started,
especially while working a full-time job.
Right.
It's like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
it's
it's
tough.
difficult.
And do you have kids, family?
I do. So I have a 16-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
And then I got a son that's getting ready to graduate next month from
Yeah.
University
You
of
got kids?
Cincinnati.
Nah.
Dude, just hold tight, yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to get to 30 before having kids.
Yeah, I'm 30.
Oh, nice.
yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
Congrats, dude.
Three.
So you guys know what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so, I mean, it's so hard. It is so hard to like start a business, run a business, kids, sports. I mean, it's
Because aren't you guys coaches too?
I was, yeah. It's because
I
nobody
helped him, and it was.
He did it for like 3 months and he retired.
Oh man,
I did one season of basketball. I'm like, I'm not doing that.
He's like, I'm just gonna wait till I have kids, because I'm not gonna, I figure I owe you like one when you have kids now to coach. Like I'll help you.
Dude,
Assistant
coach.
coach.
No, assistant coach. I'm assistant coaching for you.
I think I'm good. I might just let a coach do it. Like I'm cool.
See, that's the problem though, because nobody freaking coaches. That's why I coach everything.
We'll figure it out when we get there.
Cross that bridge.
Brutal. So, all right. Well, let's Isaac, you want to give our commercial here?
Absolutely. So, like we said before, MLO stands for Mortgage Loan Originators. So, we are loan officers. If you guys interested in buying a house, when you guys do buy a house, use us. We'll help get you financed and send you on your way. We can hook you up with a real estate agent, Kelly, or many of our other ones. So reach out to us first. We'll take care of you. Also, check out our other sponsors down below, Valley Insurance and the Fantastic Tales of Merriweather and Perryweather. And check out these guys, YOGO, Bikeshare, and Cruise the Creek.
Let's do it one more time. So register with you online, right?
cruisercreek.com. Yeah, you just register, pick your time slot, and we'll drop the bikes off to you.
All right. And then you guys are coming.
We're coming, right? Yeah. So you can't do anything subscription. Our stuff will be app based, and once we launch, we'll be having a big party downtown with everything.
Tell us what the party is.
No, for sure. No, I want you guys to be there.
And then go follow all their socials. Go check them out as well.
So YOGO_Bikeshare.
All right, cool.
And then, all right. So
What's our schedule look like
dude,
for
so
Thursday?
Thursday,
Okay.
we have, it's the Teutonic, it's Warren City Schools.
Okay.
the kids are coming in.
Okay.
And they have a robot fighting or robot program where they like fight the little
the show that was on the early 2000s where they would like drop the hammer on each other, like that kind of robot,
and like just destroy each other.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's destroying it, but the robot team's coming in.
Okay.
The teacher reached out to me and she goes, "Would you?" I was like, "My God!" Yeah. I was like, "The only way you're getting in this studio is if you guys have robots." And she's like, "Deal." I was like, "All right, cool."
Bring a robot with you.
Yeah. So they're coming. The kids are coming on. That'll be fun. I'm going ghost hunting on Saturday. You're not going. No. Did you guys ever go ghost hunting?
Nah. That doesn't sound like not being interested.
Come on, let's keep it real.
There's a joke in there somewhere, but we'll stay away from it.
Let's hear it. Let's end it on a good note.
Wait. No, tell what O'Keel says. So my loan officer assistant, you know what he calls that? White people shit. He calls
Our other loan officer, he was my roommate in college, and he gives us a hard time. He's like, "I'm staying so far away from that shit that you won't ever get me."
We had a psychic in here one time on our podcast. He walked in. He walked in. Looks, fuck this. Walks right out. He's like, "Nope, not doing it." He walked out. And Phil walked out.
I don't even want to be in the room.
He's like, "Yeah." He goes, "White people shit." He's out. He just leaves.
Psychic and a spirit medium.
Yeah.
We had him on. He was like,
so that's Saturday. And then next week we have Ohio News Media, that huge media people that we've been working with.
Yeah, they're legit.
Ohio News Media, the ones.
Yes.
They're coming. We're gonna just stream them in because they're from like Western Ohio. And then Thursday, you like dogs?
Yeah, of course.
We have the Mahoney County Animal Charities coming, and they're bringing dogs.
Great.
We're gonna have dogs running all over the studio.
Okay.
So that's coming up. So and then Friday is Maluda Live basketball game where you're coming. I don't care what you say.
Next Friday,
the 24th.
Cool. Yeah, man.
So, all right, guys, thank you guys for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Everybody, make sure you share this. We'll see you guys on Thursday.
Bye, everybody.
Oh, there's Deshaun. He came in for the white people ticket. All right, we'll see you guys all later. Bye, everybody. Music.
Living on fat pockets on flow with the gap blowing around 9 dudes Cadillac. Still got my homies to watch my back and to smoke your ass. And when I come jack, that's why some pigs and the kids come sweating. They follow. Hollow point still's hard to swallow. Why wallow when they come to roll on it with the clip in the bluff? I break your head spine. I'm kicking dust, kizzy, to get bust. My crib's surrounded. I'm about to get brushed. A brush with death.